Our next matchup keeps us in the state of Kansas, not too far from Kansas City, where the number 20 Arizona Wildcats hit the road to take on the number 14 Kansas State Wildcats. The Battle of the Wildcats. Wow, never thought I'd be seeing this. 8 p.m. kickoff on Fox. This is also a Friday night game. Kansas State currently favored by 7.5 points at Bill Snyder Family Stadium in Manhattan, Kansas. Brad, we've seen these two programs make a jump. We saw Kansas State make a big run at the Big 12 a couple years ago. We saw Arizona have their phenomenal season under Jed Fish, who has now moved on to be the new head coach at Washington. So these two programs are coming out swinging, hoping that both of them can make the Big 12 championship game at the end of the year. Give us your takes on this top 20 matchup and who comes out on top for the Wildcats.
Man, Nate, I a little upset. I mean, I'm glad this was on Friday night because, this is a game that I can really focus on and watch. But I feel like if this was on Saturday, game day would be there, be an incredible environment. But still think you're going to have a really, really fun time. Want to start off with Kansas. Kansas is a team that I really liked preseason, and I still do. But they, to me, were, I will say, a little bit of the dark horse in the new Big 12. And Nate, going into week 3, I'm still trying to figure out who Arizona is. We saw week 1 against New Mexico. They put up 61 points, but gave up 39. And then last week against Northern Arizona, only gave up 10, but only put up 22. So I think it's an interesting week of who Arizona is. They're bringing in, of course, they're led under new coach Brent Brennan, who comes over from San Jose State. I still think he's trying to figure out the identity of his team and everything, but we do know that they're led by an unbelievable 1-2 punch in quarterback Noah Fifita, wide receiver Tatoria McMillan. This is one of the best 1-2 punches. I think McMillan may be the best wide receiver in football. If not, he's a top 2 or 3 guy. He is just incredible with his size, his strength, his speed. I mean, just unbelievable numbers that he's put up so far. Already 4 touchdowns on the year. Nate, I'm just, like I said, Arizona's a team I really like, but I don't know about them. Are they this great offensive team? Are they, where's the defense at? It's tough to figure them out because of the total opposites in games they've had. Meanwhile, Kansas State, they're 2-0 right now. They were really, really the heavy favorites in the Big 12, dominated week 1, and then last week had a tough game playing against the Tulane Green Wave and were able to stick it out. Nate, this one comes down to me simply. Avery Johnson's a really, really talented sophomore quarterback. They've got a really, really good running back in DJ Giddens. And if you've watched Kansas State football, and if you know anything about Chris Kleiman, they want to be physical. That they're going to tackle well. And this one being in Kansas State, I ultimately think that plays a factor. I think it's going to be very close. I think it's going to be a very physical football game, and to me, that's the difference. I think Kansas State is just going to bully Arizona a little bit more. I think they're just going to be more physical on both lines of scrimmage, and Kansas State finds a way to get it done. And they come out of this game Friday night as the big favorites, continuing in the Big 12.
Yeah, Brad, you mentioned bully ball at its finest, right? And when you look at Kansas State, that's what their culture is built on. Midwest physicality at its finest. And I think with the promotion, OC Connor Riley was the former offensive line coach last year. Now he becomes OC. He's going to be play calling this game to keep Noah Fifita off the field. That's how they win this game. You give DJ Giddens the ball. He had 114 yards, I believe, last week against Tulane. And that's going to be the key to victory for Kansas State. I'm going to take Kansas State. This one's pretty easy for me. As much as I love Noah Fifita, you mentioned McMillan, kind of limited last week, only had 2 receptions. Then they pulled him from the game. I don't know if he's injured. I looked at the injury report. He wasn't listed as injured, but who knows what's going on? Is he having a nagging injury? We don't know. We're going to find out Saturday if he gets a little bit more playing time. Maybe they just didn't feel the need to get him as many reps last week. But nonetheless, I think both of these teams are playing for something big in the Big 12. This is their first in-conference game of the year. They're going to come out swinging. I really like what Brent Brennan is doing so far in his first year with Arizona. A lot of people are skeptical of the hire. If he gets a road win in this game, talk about a confidence booster, Brad.
Absolutely.
In the end, though, I'm going to take Kansas State. I think, to your point, home field advantage, Manhattan, Kansas, they love their football. This is all they've got. They got the Chiefs, but I'm telling you, the Kansas State fans, they love the Wildcats of Kansas City. Give me should I just play it safe and say give me the Wildcats? No, give me the Kansas State Wildcats. Let us know down in the comments who you believe will win this game.